All right. So hi, it's Tiffany, obviously. I was trying to do this live on Facebook, but Facebook wanted to be an ass. And I'm not going to wait for Facebook to get its shit together. Because I am mad as hell right now. And I don't know what to do with myself. Because, okay, since this is YouTube, I need to just give a quick rundown that since COVID, I'm a dialysis patient. Since COVID, my dialysis facility has been implementing all sorts of different rules and regulations and protocol and other various bullshit that they think is supposed to be helpful and better and everything for the patients and the staff. And guess the fuck what? It's not. Okay? Now, yes, we had COVID. People got sick, people died, people are still, if they survived, are still feeling the effects from a COVID infection. I have personally lost loved ones to COVID, and some people are still, that I know personally, are still feeling the effects from that. Okay, yeah. So for a while, everybody had to wear a mask. I understood that. I'm perfectly capable of understanding that. But as the cases started going down, more people were getting the vaccine. If you're anti-vax, shut the fuck up. And it was a big to do. And everybody was scared of this new disease that came out of China. And the smart ones were taking precautions and trying to avoid catching this. Or if they did catch it, have it not be as severe as somebody who was not vaccinated or who had not taken the precautions. So with the mask, yeah, I'm starting with the masks. Pardon me as I'm eating, because this had something to do with the problem I had today, which I will be getting to shortly. But yeah, so everybody was having masks. You're supposed to wear masks everywhere you went. If you went outside, wear a mask. That's fine. I can understand that. No problem from this corner. No complaints from this corner. But as time went on and, cases starting to lessen, not as many people are getting sick, not as many people are dying, the precautions started coming off. Not dialysis. No, you still have to, what is this, 3 years later since the first, outbreak of it from 2020? Now, I have even gone to the emergency room. They don't make you wear a mask in the emergency room. In the hospital, which is full of sick folks, they don't make you do it. The other day, I went to see my hematologist, which is in the same building where they do chemotherapy and radiation treatments for people with cancer. Nobody said a damn thing to me about a mask. And you have a whole influx of people coming in. I don't have cancer. A whole influx of people coming in with weakened immune systems from chemotherapy and stuff. Nobody said shit to me about a mask. Not a word. Not one word. All I heard was one lady say, "Oh, I like your phone case," while I was playing with my phone. That was about it. Okay. So, back to dialysis. Now, I've been having growing animosity with fucking dialysis for quite some time now. I'm still on the thing about where they won't let people eat in treatment. And people are there up to 6 hours to treat, maybe longer, depending on, however they have to wait for their ride. These nails are beautiful, but it's a devil trying to get a dipping sauce open. Just all sorts of stuff. Like, when the first big deal with COVID came out, people used to could eat in dialysis. Now keep in mind there are other people there who are diabetic, low blood pressure, low blood sugar, who would need sugar, need salt, and you can't have food in dialysis. Like, you can't sit or eat food because at the time they were saying, well, you would have to take your mask down and that's dangerous because, COVID. But it's 2023 now. Get your ass together. And Jesus, give me strength. So, now, whether it's hot, whether it's cold, whether it's raining, I have to stand outside the building to eat. Because if I don't eat before treatment, I will faint during treatment. This is not a maybe. This is a yes. This is a will happen. Okay? So there's that. Then, while I'm still wobbling and waiting through that, there is, I don't even want to get started on the whole deal with the air conditioning going out. It's on for now, but fuck everything. And today really pissed me off. Okay, now I'm a dialysis patient, right? We've established that. Okay? So, over the last few weeks, maybe 2 months, I have been having issues with being exhausted, just guzzling energy drinks left, right, and center, and that's why I was at hematology the other day to try to start working on figuring out what exactly is wrong with Tiffany. Now that's fine. That being said, I didn't want to go to dialysis today, but I knew I had to go because I was in fluid overload. I still am. I don't care. They will see me Monday. But okay, so I'm dealing with not feeling good, first of all. So there was one medication I wanted to get to last me through the weekend before I signed off to come home. I was only supposed to run 2 hours. I only wanted to do 2 hours. Wound up doing damn near 3 because the nurse said, find me. The nurses fucking disappeared. It was like a ghost town where I was. It always is. I don't know why. But they want to have rules and they won't be fucking happy until somebody dies in there. Again. So, okay. Finally, I get my carcass off. All I want to do is run down to Church's. I'm eating Church's chicken now. And just wanted to get my food, come back down, get on the bus, and bring my ass home. Done it 100 times, thousands of times. Come back. Now, I have tape on my arm to hold, keep, a dressing on the wounds so that they don't bleed. Now, the way Church's is set up, you have to stand outside. There's like no place to go in. It's almost kind of like a little stationary food truck where you just walk up to a window. And, if you're in your car, you can go back and sit in your car. I don't have a car. So I walked up to it to, see what was going on and get my food and stuff. So they accidentally gave my order to somebody else. And I watched the bitch walk off with my food. So I had to wait for them to do the order again to get it right. And I don't even want to get started about how when I brought my food back to dialysis, I didn't even get to enjoy my strawberry tea because fucking flies from the fucking broken door that's always fucking open and not open and not closed. And they had it wide the fuck open today with a guy trying to fix it and it still wasn't fucking fixed. So the door is a whole distraction by itself. So like I said, I left and I came back. Hi, Laura. So I left and I came back, had my bag of food in my hand, ring the little bell because they have a bell now. You have to be rung in and rung out like a fucking liquor store. Yeah. Because there's a bridge across the street from my particular dialysis facility and homeless people used to hang out under there. And at some point before they started locking the door, a transient walked in and walked off with their telephone that's in the lobby. I don't know. And then some other junkie came in and thought we had drugs there and was trying to crawl through the receptionist window. It's a whole different story. But we got fucked. So now we got to get rung in and out. And it takes forever for somebody to bring their ass around to answer the door. Because there's a lady that has breathing issues. She sounds like a frog croaking when she breathes. I have no idea what is wrong with her lungs. And she's on a cane. And I saw that lady stand for almost 20 minutes waiting for somebody to open that fucking door. And she almost called her daughter back to come get her and, take her home, and she was just going to be standing out there like that. I had to get on my phone and say, hey, you got some people hanging around out here. Let us the fuck in. Okay, back to today, because I know that's what you're waiting on. That's what you're waiting on. Had my food. Come back, ring the bell. All I wanted was to sit. It's hot. It's like over 100 degrees. Hot, humid, sticky in Texas. And the little bandage on my fucking arm was coming off from sweat because the sweat had loosened whatever the little glue is on it. So the nurse comes to the door. And she's saying she doesn't want to let me in. And I'm saying, what do you mean you can't let me in? Because I still had to wait for my ride to come get me. And I sure as shit wasn't going to stand out and wait like an hour in the heat after a dialysis treatment for my ride to come. Oh, hell no. But she was like, oh, well, it's a rule now that once you leave, you can't come back in. I said, well, the dressing came off of my arm, and what the fuck y'all gonna do? Apparently, not a goddamn thing. Because she said she was going to go get the head nurse for me. I'm still waiting to see the head nurse. She never came out. So, I don't know what the fuck they were doing. So, I had to dress my own arm. This is my handiwork. I had to dress my own arm with supplies I had in my backpack, thankfully. Because it seemed like it was just like a big fuck you to Tiffany because nobody was going to come even see about me. Much less fix my arm, which was, bleeding lightly. God forbid if I was just spouting blood like a geyser or some shit. Because I guess I would have just been up shit creek without a paddle. Okay? So, this is what the fuck I want to know. Once your treatment is done, and once you leave, you're not supposed to be let back in. What happens if somebody starts bleeding? What happens if somebody needs some type of medical attention? Make that make sense. Explain that shit to me. Because I am totally confused at this point. I've been doing dialysis for 14 years. Yeah, 14 years. People are cold. They go outside in the heat to warm up. People go outside to smoke a cigarette. People go outside to have private conversations on their phone, to call their rides or wait on their rides. Shit can happen out there. You're not supposed to be let back in. Okay, I just mentioned the transients, right? What the hell was I this afternoon? A woman alone who was bleeding with food and, a backpack with valuables on her back, alone. So, had somebody try to kidnap me, assault me, unalive me, and naturally I would have run for help. Y'all would have just sat and watched me be unalived in the parking lot and be like, well, we can't let you back in. Here's another thing that I am absolutely certain is going to come up when I complain Monday, and please believe I am. Because I just don't give a fuck at this point anymore. I don't give a goddamn about y'all no more. Y'all obviously don't give a shit about me, so I don't give a fuck about y'all now. And I'm sick of being nice. So, I know at some point they're going to say something about sanitation, cleanliness. Once you leave the facility, you're no longer sterile. Here's the thing. I'm not sterile coming in. Nobody is. Okay? But let me hit you to some shit right quick. I'm spilling all the tea. Because I'm mad that there was a fly in my tea. Okay. So, there's something in the ranch. It's not a bug. But, on a serious note, the only way any patient or anybody in dialysis will be sterile is if you completely strip us naked, ass naked, and like cleanse us. Like how in a lab, if somebody gets infected with something or gets contaminated with something, they have like this whole little body shower and whatever that's supposed to fix that. Get you completely cleansed. No. So unless you're physically stripping everybody who comes in buck naked, cleansing them, putting some other sort of clothing on them or something, something sanitized. Nothing is as sanitized as you're trying to make it out to be. You know why? Because, see, this is the thing. Nobody wants to believe that I understand and know how this shit is supposed to work. Why? Because in 2008, before Tiffany got sick in 2009, Tiffany's mother was in the ICU in a isolated unit because my mother's health was so fragile, she couldn't even be in the general ICU. And everybody had to... That was my phone. And everybody had to scrub up, put on all this gear and stuff. What do they call it? The PPE gear to even go talk to her for the 15 minutes that the ICU allowed. So don't fuck with me about this because I know what's supposed to happen. No, and nobody's sanitizing. Okay, so there's nurses that smoke. Nurses who leave on their lunch break to go eat and come back in. So it's okay for the nursing staff to go outside and light a cigarette, light a doobie, go get something to eat, go hand their keys to their spouse, go do something with their kid, and come back on the floor without getting buck naked and cleaning all of that, whatever in the hell they caught up outside or in their car or in their spouse's car or where the fuck ever, and come back. Shouldn't they be locked out too? Shouldn't they be not allowed to re-enter? Laura said, hypocrisy much? Yes, ma'am. Yes, it is. And I'm just getting fucking started. Okay, so we're worried about my cleanliness. I'm clean. I take a bath every day. I'm in, loungewear now, but I'm going to take another bath before I go to bed tonight. My clothes are clean. I wash my clothes regularly. Just normal shit that a normal person does. There's a little fly. My nails are clean. My nails are gaudy, but my nails are clean. And here's the thing. There are patients who I've seen have had questionable cleanliness. Let's say it like that. Yeah, so there are people coming in from nursing homes, right? And nursing homes do not have the greatest cleanliness reputation, now do they? And in my 14 years, I've seen some horror stories come from nursing homes. Okay. Like the lady that they sent in who was absolutely immobile, paralyzed, could not walk, could not move, could not do anything but just lay there and take up space. They sent her, of course she's incontinent, without a diaper. So nurses went to move this poor lady, and all her hoo-ha is out for everybody to see. Nurses freaked the freak out. But me walking a block away and coming back with a bag of chicken strips is an issue. Or maybe the time we had another incontinent person who had an adult diaper on, had an accident, and they had to send him back because the nurses are not supposed to, change diapers and things like that. So you have a person sitting in their own waste, and they also can't have treatment now. Or mm, these chicken strips are delicious. Or the time now they have a lot of wheelchair bound. Ooh, that was spicy. They have a lot of wheelchair bound patients, and to use a certain lift, you have to have a certain little harness. So, person came in, got dropped off. Nursing home did not put the harness under them. They couldn't lift the person out of the wheelchair. You cannot treat in anything but the given chair at the dialysis facility. They will not treat you in your own wheelchair. They will not treat you with your walker. They will not treat you with anything other than that specified little chair you're supposed to be in. Right? So, at some point, somebody got the bright idea of, hey, let's get some extra harnesses that we can put around a person in case, their nursing home or their family forgot to send them out with one, so that we can transfer them back and forth to the treatment chair. Good idea, right? COVID happened. What happened with that? So the lady in charge, that's little Christy, she's since gone. Thank God for everybody involved in my fucking ears, because she sounded like Dolly Parton on LSD. So they wanted people to wipe them down between patients. Fair enough. I don't know what happened between wiping them down between patients and them disappearing, but they disappeared. And I have actually seen, which is not supposed to happen, but I've actually seen nurses pick up patients, physically to help transfer them. And let me tell you something. Dialysis is an exceedingly female-heavy profession. Like, for every handful of female nurses, you got maybe one or two male nurses. But I can name all of the male nurses that I've seen in 14 years on one hand. And I almost dated one. But, they're not physically supposed to lift a person up, without a harness or something. But I have seen nurses pick people up. I have seen nurses lift people up. So, okay, so you got all of that going on with that. So I'm just spilling all the tea right now because I was spilling this to the bus driver, and he almost crashed because he could not believe that everything I was saying happened in my fucking clinic. Not all the other clinics, because they got like 6 clinics in town, but in my one fucking particular clinic, they had it. And okay, well, what's some other bullshit I've seen? Okay. Now, technically, the nurses are not supposed to go outside of the building. And like I said, nurses leave to go get lunch. Nurses leave the building to go have their smoke breaks. Make that make sense. Make that shit make sense, because I'm still trying to figure it out in my mind. Maybe I'm not quite intelligent enough. Maybe I don't pick up the subtle nuances of this. I don't know. If somebody could explain that to me, I would greatly appreciate that. This is sarcasm. But I know I've told this story before. But there was a gentleman, and I didn't know that this was happening until I walked off the treatment floor into the lobby and saw a crowd at the front door. So, I go over and I'm like, hey, what's going on here? And, lady turned around. I could see once I got there that somebody was on the ground. They had fallen out of their wheelchair. So 3 different other dialysis patients are trying to lift this gentleman up off the ground. And, it's no fault of his own. He just fell out of his chair. Shit happens. So I said, well, did any of you call a nursing staff or call a nurse to help. Lady who was standing right next to me looked me right in my eyes. I will never forget it. Looked me right dead in my eyes and said, I thought the nurses couldn't come help us. I said, well, they're going to fucking help you right now because 3 of y'all can't pick this poor man up. And this was 3 people who had also just finished treatment. So they're not at 100%. So they ain't got no business pulling and tugging and trying to pick up another body that can't help himself. So I went and bammed on the door and say, hey, y'all got a situation out here. Come see about it. And, it's just they're just making up different rules, it seems like, to micromanage the fuck out of everybody. Like, I can tell you, I grew up I'm the only child. I grew up with helicopter parents. I had more leeway with my parents fucking hovering than I did with the people in dialysis. Like, I could eat wherever the fuck I wanted in the house. My mother was ill pretty much all of my adolescence, teen, and on into my early 20s until she passed away. I did not have to wear a mask in the house around my mother. I used gloves for, cleaning her up and that sort of stuff. But I didn't have to do like full PPE dressing and all that sort of shit. Just everything is like they claim it's supposed to be, for the health of everybody and for the help of everybody. No. And they get pissed the fuck off when I start making sense. And I'm like, what do you want from me? You want me to be an idiot? I'm not an idiot. You know why? Because I know how this fucking system works. Because from the ages of 10 until I was 28, I was the advocate for my parents. I was the mouthpiece. I was the one talking for them. I was the one listening to the doctors. I was the one expressing concerns. I was the one doing everything. I know more about my parents' medical history than I know about my own fucking medical history. I still don't know what my blood type is. But, I know how to talk to these people. And what they're trying to do is a far cry from what they actually should be doing. Like, if you're this concerned about your staff and about the people who work here and the patients in particular, what they need to have, in my opinion, which would cost probably millions that they don't want to spend or they don't want to charge Medicare for, I get dropped off in front of the building, right? As I enter the door, don't forget I gotta ring the bell to get let in. There should be a sanitation station right there. So I should get buck naked, put my clothes in a little sterile baggie to be stored somewhere until I'm done and can put my naked ass back in them. Okay, and I mean, I would have to strip fully naked. No bra, no panties, nothing. Sanitize me. Give me another bra. Give me another pair of panties. Give me some sort of smock or something to cover my body. Same with men. Take their little boxers or thongs or whatever. Spray them. Get them out. Get them together. People, that goes for people in wheelchairs. They go for the people who are walked in with the ambulance drivers. Oh, did I also mention that if we're supposed to be sanitizing everybody, you should sanitize the companions who bring certain people in. If somebody's son or daughter or spouse, naked, sanitize them. If the little ambulance drivers come wheeling somebody in on a gurney, strip them naked, sanitize them. Here's your little smocks. And everything should be one use. So, after all of that should be thrown away. Think about how much that would cost. Think about all of the waste that would accumulate. Are we on the same page? You with me? Good. Okay. Nursing staff. Now, if we're so terrified of contamination, the nursing staff should strip down naked completely between patients. Mm-hmm. Right. Because you don't want to cross-contaminate between two people. So you should get completely nude. Sanitize me, Captain. Suit up again. Go take care of the person. Makes sense, right? Yeah. And, oh, you want to hear something else? I'm letting the shit fly right now because I'm pissed off. You want to know something else? Okay. The nurses have little smocks on. There have been more times than I can fucking count where there have been nurses taking care of me, and I can see dots of other people's blood on their smock. Not my blood because y'all haven't stuck me yet, but I can see blood on your smock, on your sleeves, on your shoes. But I'm a health risk. I'm a sanitation risk. I don't bring other people's blood in with me. I bring my own. The fuck? I bring my own with me. Mm-hmm. So there's that. And I'm still so hungry. I'm sorry. But yeah. Oh, and don't even get me started. Now, back before my father passed away in 2015, they started, like I said, implementing these stupid ass rules. Now, this was before COVID, but you couldn't have somebody, a companion or somebody with you, because my father was worried about me. Like I said, I'm an only child. He would always come and sit with me and wait until my needles were in and he knew I was okay before he got up and left. That broke his heart when they said, well, we're sorry, you can't sit with Tiffany anymore, because rules. Okay, so my dad couldn't come see about me because they knew my dad would raise hell, just like I'm raising hell because I'm my father's daughter. So they didn't want him in there. But now there's this old Mexican lady. I'm not trying to make this a race thing because it's totally not a race thing. But this elderly Mexican lady, she has her, I guess it's her granddaughters bring her in. But like I said, they just put on little smocks and walk in with her. Nobody's getting naked. Nobody's being sanitized. Nothing. They're just walking in. And, getting her in and out of her chair and everything like that. Other people can come in. Oh. Before I started losing my fucking mind with the nursing staff today, there was another lady I talked to. She's wheelchair bound because she doesn't have any legs. And, the little guy that drives her back and forth showed up. Just walked right in. This isn't about him. But he walked right in. Nothing. Got his shirt, shorts, sneakers on. Hey, how you doing? Hey, Tiffany. Hey. Walked right in. Walked right out. Didn't get naked. Didn't sanitize him. Nobody even threw hand sanitizer at him. So, I'm sick of reporting the clinic. I already reported them like 3 weeks ago because of the air conditioning being out. But, they're just needlessly making up rules, making up shit. And it's stupid. It really is stupid. And I needed to get this off my chest because if I would have went and bammed on that door to the treatment floor, I'd be in jail right now. Because I know I would have just lost my complete fucking mind right now. And let me see. Because I completely went apeshit on my phone. My poor boyfriend, he hasn't written me back yet because he's still at work. But it's just a mess. And it's stupid. So, okay, this is another thing I want to know about. Like, normally, if somebody has a medical emergency, they will call next of kin, spouse, child, whatever, and that person will run up there to, try to figure out what's going on. Now, just imagine if your mother or your father is in cardiac arrest and they want you to stay outside while all of these shit is going on. No, that's a lawsuit waiting to happen, because what if my parent is dying and you want to have that last word with them? I love you, son or daughter, be strong, take care of your brother or sister. How people do, how they show it in the movies with the last profound word of somebody before they die. So, okay, else you're going to be standing outside while your loved one is between here and the hereafter, or you have to get ass naked and go through that whole little sanitizing routine I spoke of to do it right. Well, somebody's in the throes of going to God's loving arms. So make it make sense. Like, if you're gonna be on the sanitation kick, go on it full force. Don't come out of this shit half cocked and stupid, because that's all it's really doing, is making you look stupid. Like, I mean, and as many times as I've been reprimanded for not having that mask on, and honestly, knock wood, I have not had COVID. Other people in the clinic have had COVID. I haven't. Not yet. And I hope God doesn't strike me down for bragging about it and then I wake up sick as a dog in the morning. But as of right now, June 8th, 2023, I have not had COVID. But yeah, this is the whole reason why I'm just mad as hell, because it's a bunch of hypocrisy at its finest. And I know Monday, if I go in and start raising shit with Eric, he ain't gonna know what to do, and he ain't gonna know what the fuck to hit him. Because this is what I've noticed about people. Now, I'm not trying to toot my own horn or anything. I'm a pleasant looking person. I'm wearing makeup. This is a wig. This wig is on its way out. And I guess because I take care of my appearance, I'm supposed to be empty-headed or something? No, I'm not. If I wasn't sick, I would most likely be a school teacher right now. So I would be teaching the next generation and trying not to get shot at. But on a serious note, yeah, I mean, if you're going to say do X, Y, and Z, then do the whole thing. Don't half-ass it. Because, okay, here's the thing. Everybody is so afraid of I'm saying staff, not the patients. I really don't give a goddamn. I do not give a good goddamn at all about them. Because, my livelihood does not, relate on this. Like, I don't have to get a check from them. I should get a check for everything that I fucking put up with, but I don't draw a check like the staff does. And the staff has to follow these rules and regulations so that they don't get fired. Because the nurse that let me in was literally fucking cowering, worried that she was going to get in trouble, that she was going to get reprimanded, that something bad was going to happen to her. They got them people scared. They got them people fucking shook. And I don't know what they're telling them or what, it's just mindlessly following. And I'm not about that shit. Because, y'all acting like y'all don't give your job as a tech in a dialysis facility is to cleanse people's blood, to extend their lifespan, to help them have the best quality of life that they can have. And guess what? My quality of life is kind of shitty right now. Because y'all doing all of this, but y'all ain't doing nothing. It ain't getting shit done. It's just making everything more complicated. It doesn't need to be complicated at all. And like I said, I'm going to Monday, I'm going to go in and I'm going to talk to the head honcho, because I don't give a fuck. Because you don't want to throw me out of that clinic. Because if you throw me out of that fucking clinic, I'm calling the news. And I'm going to have a press conference. And everything I said here is going to go out across the state of Texas. Because this isn't just about me. All right? This isn't just about me. People go to dialysis and trust their lives and their bodies and their health with these people every single day. And they're giving the illusion of fixing things. They're giving the illusion of, we're making everything better. We're doing all of this for your benefit. No, how does me standing outside in 90 plus heat trying to eat a McDonald's hamburger before treatment help me? You know, how does now locking me out when I'm very clearly in distress and need help, how does that help me? Saying that we're taking all of these steps for sanitation, and you're really not. You're just giving the illusion of it because, oh, look, there's gloves. Oh, there's masks. Look, there's little smocks. There's some hand sanitizer. There's some hand soap and warm water. But you're really not. You're not. I've seen higher cleanliness protocol taking place at places that make food, like Oreo cookies or pasta or whatever, where you really do have to get naked and get sprayed down and everything before you can suit up and go work. And if you leave, you have to do the whole little song and dance again. But apparently, that's not enough for dialysis. That's not enough for my clinic, apparently. And it's basically like, the minute you step out of this building, you cease to exist to us. Because I've been told that, if I leave the building, they're not supposed to follow me. And there have been times where I've literally pissed them the fuck off because I have left the building and walked to the very end of their property, called my ride and said, hey, it's Tiffany, come get me. And they can't do shit but hang out the door and yell at me, Tiffany, don't do this, Tiffany, don't. I'm going home. Suck on that. But yeah, I've been talking for almost 45 minutes and I feel so much better now. I'm going to finish eating my chicken tenders and go find a drink because, like I said, I lost my strawberry tea. And come up with what I'm going to say in a more professional manner with less swear words to the head honcho Monday. And I mean that. I'm going to go see him Monday. And we're going to have a come to Jesus meeting Monday because I'm sick of this shit. I really am. All right, so I'm going to end this like I end my Facebook streams. Stream something Jackson. Be nice to one another. And don't forget to take care of your body so you don't wind up in this holy clusterfuck like I am. Bye. It's been a while since I've done a YouTube live stream. I got to figure out how to end the live stream.